Hello, my name is Angela and I am your Seint makeup artist. I am so excited for you to get your makeup and get going with this 3D foundation. I just know you're going to love it. So I have some tips in this video I've created to just get you started with your foundation, your makeup, and set it up for you so it's foolproof, easy to use. And then I have a quick tutorial on highlighting and contour to follow. So stick around, keep watching, and we'll go through each and every step of setting up your foundation and which shades to put where. So keep watching to see how to set up your compact and how to apply your makeup once you get it. This is your Seint Compact. This is your 3D makeup compact, and this is the 3D12. So this compact allows you to get enough shades for a basic kit for an entire face. So you can fit your 3D foundation in here as well as your eyeshadows. It's a really the best size to start out with. If you decide to get the 3D4 or a smaller compact, what'll happen is you'll want more makeup and you won't have anywhere to put it. So start with the 3D12. If you really want to give yourself some extra room, I would get the 3D18, and that will give you 2 layers with a total of 18 of the big tins. But let's go ahead and set up this compact. So what I recommend is to set up your compact in the order that you're going to use the shades. So for me, I use a color corrector under my eyes, so that's where what I'm gonna start with first. And the great thing about the Seint makeup is that it comes in these beautiful tins, and you just pop the tin right out, just like this. And then you take your tin and you place it in your compact in the order that you're going to use it. So I put my color corrector right here, and it just magnetizes right into your compact. It's super simple. Then next I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my highlight shades. This is my first highlight shade that I use. I use a mix of 2 highlights to get my custom foundation color, and then I'm going to put my brightener in here, just like that. So this is the order that I use them in, like this. And then I'm going to put my contour in. And last on this row is my bronzer. So this is all of my face shades in here. And then on the next layer, we're going to go ahead and we're going to add a fun lip and cheek color. We're going to add our cream illuminator. I'm going to have my vanilla dust setting powder. This is our translucent setting powder. And then I still have some room in my compact to put some eyeshadows. So I'm going to go ahead and put a couple eyeshadows. This is Bubba. And I've got another matte called Philly. And then a shimmer called Crush. So there you go. 3D foundation, all of the shades I need. This compact gives me everything I need to do my whole entire face. Next up, what I wanted to talk about are the brushes. So Seint has some amazing collection of brushes, and they all are double duty. So the first and most important brush to kind of get that sculpted look with the 3D foundation would be the detail brush. This is the detail brush right here. It has a flat end to do your contour and to sculpt along your forehead, along the sides of your cheek, and then this is also a little bit more of a detailed end where you can use to contour your nose. If you had any other color correcting that you wanted to do, this is a great brush for that. They're so soft, they clean up so well. The next brush that I always recommend people get is the blush and bronzer brush. So this brush is the brush I use. This is the main brush I use for most of my makeup application, and it's got a fluffier end here and then kind of a more dense end here. This is a great brush, and this comes in the bundle when you get the Bella bundle. The next face brush that I would recommend is the blend brush. So this brush is great for a lighter application of the cream foundation, and it is also dual-ended, and it comes with this smaller end. This is what I use to do my color correcting under my eyes, and then this end here I use to blend out certain areas. So this is a great brush to have. The last face brush that I would recommend is our line brush. So this brush is just superb in getting your eyebrows right. I have tried so many brushes and so many different things to do my eyebrows, and this brush is just perfect. So if you can see, it's got an angled brush tip to it, and it's very, very thin, and it's very firm. So it does have a little bit of movement, but it's very firm so that it really gives you those hair-like strokes when you're trying to mimic the look of hairs, especially for someone who doesn't have any brows. And then the spoolie is great, and this can be bended a little bit. You can kind of bend it if you want, if you need a little bit more angle. And the last brush that I would recommend that you get is the eyeshadow brush. This is another dual-ended brush. It has this fluffy blending side, and then it has this more dense side that's great for doing application around your outer V of your eye and also underneath your lash line. It's a really, really nice, handy brush to have that you can just flip around, you do your blending, and it just does a great job of applying your eyeshadow and making a seamless blend. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get started doing my 3D foundation, and the first thing I'm gonna do is use my color corrector, which is called Frenchie. That's this one right here. So I'm gonna take the small side of my double-ended brush. This is the blend brush, and I'm going to go ahead and just dab into my Frenchie just a little bit, and then I'm just going to pop that right in, around, and underneath my eye. Can you see the difference between the two? I'm just going to do the same thing, and I'm going to just sweep this underneath here. And then using the same end of that brush, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dip into my brightener, which is this one right here. And I just go over it. Some people like to just do the corners. I like to go all over. For me, that still works. I don't have too many fine lines just yet, but once I start getting more fine lines, I might decide to do a little less of that. But okay, now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put a little bit of brightener right in the middle of my forehead. So we want to create, with our 3D foundation, we want to go ahead and create like a little bit, a pop of brightness kind of right in this area here. Okay, so I've already brightened my under eye. I'm going to go ahead and brighten a little bit of this area here using my brightener shade. So when you get color matched, remember you're going to get 3 different shades. These two are your main and your bridge highlights, and then this is your brightener. So I'm going to take my brightener, and I'm just going to, okay, so I'm just going to pop that all kind of on my nose, and then this triangle of light right here, and brighten this up. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is take my detail brush. This is the brush that has the flat end. And so this is the brush that you want to use to do your contour with. It's great for contour. This is great for adding a little bit of, like if you just want to put a teeny pop of something right in the corner of your eye, you can use this kind of more tapered brush for that. That's really good for that too. But I'm going to start with my contour. And the contour, remember, gives you dimension around your forehead, on your cheekbones, and then underneath your jawline, just to create dimension and a sculpted look. So I'm going to take my contour, which is this one right here. This is more, remember it's a cream contour, and I'm just going to dab in. So I'm not going to sweep because that puts too much on the brush. I'm just going to dab it. And then I'm going to go all on my forehead. And remember that this is going to get blended out, so if you put a little extra on, it's not going, you're going to notice, like, you're going to see it and think that it's too dark, but it's not. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the side of the brush to dip into my contour again, and I'm just going to dip into the side, and I'm going to put that, feel for where your cheekbone is, I'm going to put it right above where my finger is. From my hairline all the way to where my my eye starts. Do you see that? Okay. I've got my contour on my forehead. I've got my contour here and here, and you can notice the difference here. And then the last spot I'm going to put contour is underneath my jawline here. I had to change the lighting because it was blinding me to death. So I'm going to just put it all along this area here. And what that's going to do is create a shadow and the illusion that I'm like smaller here than I am. Can you see the difference between the two? Okay. Now the next step is to apply your bridge highlight in any areas where you might have redness or discoloration. So for me, that's this color right here. And I'm going to go and apply that kind of like on my cheeks this way. And kind of down my nose. Anywhere where I don't already have product that's red. So like sometimes I get some redness on my chin. And then my main highlight is going to go, this one here, is going to go anywhere where I don't have any of the product. So you can kind of see like I don't have anything right here. I have a little bit right here, but I might blend a little bit more in that. I'm going to do a little bit more coverage on my nose. So this method of applying your cream makeup colors is called, the nickname for it is called a hack, but it's basically like highlighting contour. And I'm just dabbing my brush into the product. I'm not sweeping. I'm dabbing and then I just kind of swirl it around. And as I'm putting it on, it melts into my skin, and then I'm just blending out my contour a little bit. And you can see it all kind of works together. You can see you have a little bit of definition, but it's not crazy. All my redness is masked, although I have a little bit of rosiness on my cheeks, which I don't mind. Okay. Now the next step, if you want to add a little bit of kind of a sun-kissed glow, you can use our Bella bronzer, which is a cream bronzer. It's very sheer, and so that's this one right here. So in my compact, I have it set up in the order that I'm using all of the colors. So you can see I've got the colors here. These are my color corrector, my highlight shades, my brightener shade, my contour, and then my bronzer. So I'm going to go in with the big fluffy end of the brush. I'm just going to tap into my bronzer, and then I'm just going to kind of swirl that around, and it just gives me a little added like color, a little sun-kissed glow. Don't forget your neck with the bronzer. And I feel like it really gives kind of a cohesive glow to my look. And then when I flip my compact over, I've got my lip and cheek shade here. I've got my illuminator, which we're going to put on in a minute. My vanilla dust setting powder. This is the time where I put my vanilla dust on. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then some eyeshadow colors, which I already used today. So with my vanilla dust powder, I'm going to use my blend brush. You can use any of the brushes with the vanilla dust. And I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of set my makeup a little bit. So sometimes I do a little bit more of a sculpted look. I do my contour a little bit darker, but today I just wanted to show you kind of my everyday look because this is my go-to and this is like the quickest method of applying 3D foundation and getting the look that you want. So I'm going to go ahead with my lip and cheek and I'm going to just dot my brush into the product. And then I'm going to put my blush not here on the apples of my cheeks, but I'm going to put it back here. And what that does is it kind of gives you a little bit of a facelift. So that's the trick. And I just kind of pinch the brush a little bit just to kind of keep the product where I want it. And then I'm going to go ahead with my blend brush and I'm going to add some illuminator, which is this one right here. And I'm just going to gently apply that in a C motion. Not all the way into my eye or anything, not all the way up here, but keep it down here and just kind of sweep it up. And then I bring it up to my temple, which just kind of leaves a little bit of a glow up there. And then I flip the brush over, and this is, again, the blend brush, and I'm just going to put a little bit of that illuminator right on my cupid's bow. Now you can take your contour and you can line your lips with your contour. So a lot of times I will do that, and I will take my multitasker brush and I will dab it into my contour. And I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to dab this brush into my lip and cheek color. Now the last thing I'm going to do is my brows, and brows are something that you can also do with your cream makeup and your cream foundation. So we're going to take this contour color and I'm going to use my line brush. This brush is perfect for doing your brows because it is the perfect shape and it allows you to get that hair-like stroke that you want to do your brows, to fill them in. So with blondes, it can be very tricky. With this brush, I have no problem doing my brows. It makes it very easy. So you have two ends. Again, all these brushes are double-ended, and this is the line brush. This is the brush part, and then this is the spoolie. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to start outlining and then I just flip the brush over. Easy peasy, and they stay all day. That's what's great about these highly pigmented cream makeup, cream foundation shades, is that they really do stay all day. Another cool thing about the cream makeup is that you can kind of push it around where you want it. Okay, so that is your whole face in one compact. You've got your highlights, you've got your contour, you've got your bronzer, you have your setting powder, your lip and cheek color illuminator, and your eyeshadows. This is the 3D 12 palette, and this is what I always recommend everyone start out with, because if you get just the 3D 4 palette, you're going to want more space because you're going to want more makeup. So this will get you kind of all of the basics that you need. And the brushes are just an amazing set of brushes that really are made for this cream makeup. So you're going to get the blush and bronzer brush, which I recommend that you get this one, the blend brush, the detail brush, and the line brush. These are my staples. I also recommend the eyeshadow brush if you're going to dip into some eyeshadows, but these are for your face. These 4 brushes are, and they really just make the application so much easier. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope you got everything you needed from this tutorial and just explaining where your makeup goes and how to use each shade. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'm always here for you to answer any questions you have and to help you with your shade selection and your color choices. And I just can't wait for you to get started with this makeup. You're going to love it so much. Thanks for watching. We'll talk soon.